This episode of Mark and Tana Talk NFL is sponsored by Sea by Land. Based in the Highlands of Scotland, By Sea by Land are an independent clothing company providing stylish and high-quality t-shirts, hoodies, hats and more for men, women and even children. Head to byseabyland.co.uk now and use the offer code MarkTanaNFL, that's MarkTanaNFL, to get 25% off any order now.
You're listening to Mark and Tana Talk NFL. Follow on Twitter at Mark and Tana NFL. Like on Facebook at Mark and Tana Talk NFL. Listen on iTunes, Soundcloud, and Stitcher Radio.
Welcome to episode 7 of Mark and Tana Talk NFL, sponsored by Sea by Land, a monthly podcast all about the NFL and anything else that gets us going. Brought to you by your hosts, Mark Thompson and Tanatswa Masusa. Today, though, we are not joined by Tanatswa Masusa, who is still gallivanting around Thailand with his girlfriend Penny. Bring him back, I miss him. However, what do you do when you lose a stick-thin 5'6" Zimbabwean? You, of course, replace him with a 6'1" Irishman. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Mr. Fearghus Maher.
Hello, nice to meet you.
We've never met before. This is our first time. I mean, I just called him in for this one occasion. No, Fearghus and I have been friends for a while now. Fearghus is a big fan of the NFL. He even plays it. I think I'll let himself introduce himself. So.
I play in the BAFA League, which is British American Football Association. And I play for a team called the Dunfermline Kings. We are hopefully looking to join the league this year. A brand new team based in Dunfermline, if you could not have guessed already. If anyone wants to look us up under Dunfermline Kings on Facebook or Carnegie American Football Club.
But most importantly for this, because we talk NFL here.
Oh yeah.
Vikings fan.
Big Vikings fan. Been a fan for nearly 20 years. Most of my life.
Which is kind of ironic, given that you're here replacing a Packers fan.
Oh yeah, the only way to do it, because nobody really wants a Packers fan for long.
Well, no, that's the... yeah, come back to that, by the way. I still do need a co-host. Fergus can't be here every week. And we are here back in Edinburgh. We are currently sitting in my bedroom. Fergus's girlfriend Emma is sitting beside us doing some scribbling. Say hi, Emma.
Hi.
She's in the bedroom here when we record this podcast, trying to get one out before, because I say monthly. I say every monthly, every single time. Who knows when this is going to come out? No, this will be out. This will be out tomorrow for the time of recording. We were at a wedding yesterday.
We were your cousin Michael's wedding.
Yes,
and Jodie.
Yes, big congratulations to Michael and Jodie. They got married yesterday in Queensbury, and so perfect timing for me and you to get on the mics and finally get this going.
Yes, it was good. Quite nice. Lined up the stars very well. So.
Yeah, the timing worked out very well. Before we get into Mark and Tana Talk NFL, episode 7, just want to again thank you to our sponsors, By Sea by Land. Remember that offer code is MarkTanaNFL. You can get 25% off any of the orders there. We're big fans. You've got some stuff with us, don't you?
Yeah, I've got one t-shirt. Hoping to get some more stuff. I think I might use that little discount code you've mentioned a few times.
Fergus's inaugural episode here on Mark and Tana Talk NFL. We're going to talk literally about NFL. We've got no real topics. I have a feeling we'll get into the Super Bowl at some point.
Oh, for sure.
We both were at the same place where we watched it together, so we'll get into that. We're obviously going to talk a bit about the draft that's coming up. We're currently filming this during the Combine, so there's some players that we're interested in, and just some more of the teams around the NFL as well. Where do you want to start? Should we start with the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl's a good place to start, I believe.
So yeah, we were watching over in Glasgow. It was Michael whose wedding we were at. It was his stag do, and yeah,
it was an eventful night.
Pretty damn happy.
Mark was. He says he's happy now. You should have seen him halfway through the third quarter. He was definitely sweating a lot more than he should be.
Yeah. So I'd given up hope. As you all know, I'm a Patriots fan, and I was walking around the bar speaking to other Patriots fans, like, that's it. I'm done. So we've got 4 titles. If we're going to lose to a team, I'm glad we're losing to the Falcons. If they're beating us by that much, 25 points, they must be the better team. So
until afterwards, and then he was screaming that the Falcons will never win anything ever again.
Yeah. Obscenities at them, because but it was an incredible game. The greatest comeback in sports history.
Hands down. Also the first overtime Super Bowl ever out of 51 years.
Yeah.
It's never happened before. And to come back and score two touchdowns, 2 2-point conversions just to tie the game, to get it into overtime, was an insane feat in itself.
That catch from Edelman, I think, it kind of highlights what that game was about in a way. It was just...
It's up there, man. It's I'd say it's definitely the top 2 of all-time catches ever.
I mean, you watch it and you just think... That's not caught. That's the Super Bowl gone. There's so many occasions where, and it's been this maybe with Patriots' last Super Bowl win as well, that there's 4 or 5 of these occasions during the game that if that play isn't made, the game isn't won.
Yeah, pretty much. Funnily enough, I like to bring up that if the Falcons just ran the ball a couple more times, they would have won it. But
running against the Patriots, don't know why people don't do it, because it does work.
Yeah, you don't have a great front seven. They can't close down the run very quickly.
Not as much, but it happened with Marshawn Lynch, and he probably should have ran it against him in the Seahawks. And again,
6 yards.
There was how many running attempts? It was like under 10 in that second half by the Falcons, and it's just you had the lead, burn out the clock.
Yeah, run it down, let the clock do all the. You're only playing against the clock now. You're not really playing against the Patriots because you were up by 25 points.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a. It's a shame because Shanahan, as we know, has now gone over to the 49ers, and that was always on the cards. I'm not sure how 49ers fans feel now. I'm pretty sure they're still pretty happy, but
from what they've gone to,
yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. But it's a case of it was a shame that the Falcons couldn't get the win. But I'm not going to complain, am I?
No, you never will complain if a Patriots win, Mark.
No, 5. But I'm done. I really am
Although
done.
I have heard you complain a few times.
I promise you I'm done. Cause,
yeah, I'm going to hold you to that.
Yeah, next year I'll be back in Glasgow.
You should have won it, man. This is ridiculous.
I mean, to actually have a legacy, 6 is really the number you actually want.
It's hard enough to argue now that he isn't the greatest of all time. I still don't believe he is, personally. However, he's definitely earned himself so much respect for his legacy. On this podcast, we've had numerous arguments about best quarterbacks currently, best quarterbacks of all time. We're not going to necessarily get into that today. In terms of the team he's in, you can't deny that it's been, in terms of like a dynasty. There's been no better team. There's been no better. No, it's definitely the best coach and quarterback tandem ever.
No, undenied. I mean, he's best coach ever. You have to say. I mean,
yeah.
When you consider the first,
he's got 7 Super Bowl rings because he won with the Giants, and he's won before. Sorry, 6. I apologize. Yes, yeah. 6 Super Bowl rings, 5 with the Patriots, 1 with the Giants in the 80s.
When you consider this year as well, they had the Patriots getting wins out of Jimmy Garoppolo, who is talk of trades this year, so we don't know what's going to happen with him. We'll talk about him in a second. And someone like Jacoby Brissett, who was a backup of the backup and
complete
had no
unknown.
playing time.
Complete unknown. No
playing time whatsoever last year, and as a third-string quarterback behind Brady and Garoppolo, you're going to get no actual rep time in training either. So the fact that Belichick got a win out of him was pretty impressive.
Brissett was spectacular for what he played.
For a
third-string quarterback, you come in to be a nobody coming in out of the draft. It's crazy.
Yeah,
but it's what Belichick does to you.
One thing I will say about Jacoby Brissett, listening to Jeff Howe, who's the beat reporter for the Boston Herald, he mentions how in all aspects of training, in their first years, Jacoby Brissett looks better than Jimmy Garoppolo looked in his first year. So it all should be lining up that Jacoby Brissett maybe could be taking over. He'll be the predecessor to Tom Brady, but it's not going to be the case because by the looks of things, Jimmy Garoppolo was being shopped around and nobody's willing to give Patriots what they want.
Personally, I think Garoppolo's a good quarterback. He definitely could earn a starting spot on some of the teams in the league. Maybe not the Patriots over Tom Brady, arguably the greatest of all time, but Jacoby Brissett is a good athlete. I wouldn't say he's the greatest. Everyone comes down to the strength of arm, but it's not arm strength really. It's your intelligence, how you can play in the pocket, throw the ball, put it in the right place.
Brady's
right time.
Never been a gunslinger. I mean, most of his passes are
15
yards to Edelman. So I mean,
short, high percentage passes. He knows where they're going. He puts them in the right place, right time, right velocity, right strength.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to move on to some other players, some other teams, and one of the teams we're going to talk about is the Browns. And with the Browns, you can't not mention the fact that they are definitely rebuilding. They have no quarterback, and all the rumours of the offseason have been they're going for Jimmy Garoppolo. What is his trade value right now?
Personally, I'd say a first-round pick, maybe.
So Browns have the 1st and the 12th in the draft this year. They got that through a trade last year. So they have the 12th pick. It's generally seen that the Browns, that the best pick in the draft is Myles Garrett.
Oh, hands down.
He's a defensive end. He looks explosive. He's a beast. He's getting type of Jadeveon Clowney and JJ Watt kind of comparison. So you have to consider him as being the number 1 pick. Should the Browns pick him at number 1, or
yes.
should they be going to get their quarterback? If they don't get Jeremy Garoppolo at 12, they don't trade him, which all signs are showing that Browns don't want to give up the 12th for him. Who do the Browns take?
I say give up the 12th. Take him. Take Garrett, the first pick. It's the obvious choice. Take the best player in the draft.
My argument is, I think the same there, because you can go with someone, for example, who could fit their system out of all the quarterbacks that are coming in. I mean, people are saying maybe Deshaun Watson, but I think someone like Mitch Trubisky,
great player, but
he's like probably the best fit.
Is he going to be a franchise player?
Yeah, exactly. 2 things: is he going to be a franchise player? We don't know, and is he still going to be there at the 12th pick? Or you can have a player who has proven it. That game against the Cardinals, that game against Miami before he got injured, he'd scored three touchdowns in the first quarter. It was incredible.
It was insane. I couldn't take my eyes off the screen.
Yeah, it was incredible to see Garoppolo play like that. So it's if you're the Browns, you give it up, take that 12th if that's what Patriots are wanting. I'd love to. It'd be really fun to see if Belichick has gone no, I don't want that first round pick.
I
want your 1.
I think Belichick keeps him unless he can get 2 first rounds for him, but he won't. Because nobody wants to spend that much on a possibility of a franchise quarterback.
No. Right, we've talked a bit about the Browns there. Talked a bit about Myles Garrett. Is there anyone else in the draft that you may want to talk about?
I would like to say the player I'm most interested in the draft has to be Leonard Fournette. He's a freak. The thing about a college game is it's become whose athlete's better than their athlete. It's not just about intelligence now. That's why you see with a lot of QBs, a lot more QBs coming out of college are running QBs. Yeah. It's athletes. It's just freak athletes, and Leonard Fournette as a running back is a beast.
Yeah, was he supposedly 235 pounds and he run 4.51?
Yeah, he's 225.
For those who don't know, the combine is this week. So basically, all the good college players that are healthy and actually want to do it turn up to Indianapolis and they go through tests like a 40-yard dash.
Yeah, invited by the league to perform certain events like broad jump, not really broad jump.
Jumping high,
vertical, basically vertical jump,
fast running, dash, slow running,
everything. You just have to go through it. It's kind of like school sports day that we all used to do when we were younger.
Yeah.
So they do a 40-yard dash.
That's the big one.
They time it. I think everyone believes it's the big one, but the 3-cone drill is the most important for American football because it's how you change of direction speed. Mm-hmm. It's not just your straight line speed. Yeah. Look at Tom Brady. Who could have guessed? You don't just look at a player's 40 and go, he's a bad player. Yeah. Tom Brady was 6 seconds or something like that. It was insanely slow. 18 years ago, sorry. And if you look at his 3-cone drill, his change of speed is a lot better.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of, this guy, 235 pounds, Leonard Fournette. That's huge.
He weighed in at 240 at the
combine. 240, yeah. He says that 5 pounds was water weight. So
he runs. I'm like 200 pounds, and that man is 40 pounds heavier, and he runs a good second faster than me. That's insane.
4 seconds. 4.5 seconds, really. 4.51 in 40 yards is.
It's at that weight.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's the type of thing you see like wide receivers and nippy running backs doing. This guy is built
185 pounds,
like an absolute brick. So it's he's definitely the standout running back in the league in terms of his versatility as well. So he can do a lot of different things. He isn't just a pound and ground running back who can go through the tackle.
No, it's not just
which he can do. He can
do
go inside and outside the tackle. So going back to the draft again. Who does Leonard Fournette fit with? Well, I mean, is there a certain player that you can think, a certain team, who perhaps is the best fit for someone like Fournette? Personally, you could argue that, I mean, well, again, this is all a kind of the fantasy booking here in a way, but you see someone like, if the Patriots did get that 12th pick, if they could get Leonard Fournette, you imagine that? Somebody like dynamic.
I'd just throw in the towel immediately if that happens.
Yeah. I mean, you look at some of the analysts online, and Fournette's going in the top 5, top 6.
Yeah, I've got the NFL's main analysts. Their mock drafts, only one of them has him at the 4th pick, and everyone else has him at the 5th or 6th.
Yeah,
so it's pretty conclusive. He would fit very well with the the Jets, I'd say, because they need something. I know they have Matt Forte, but he's an aging running back. He's coming to the end of his career.
Yeah.
He's a great player, but you want someone young to come in and bring in that fresh talent. Yeah, and then you build around him.
You look at the other picks close around there. So you've got Myles Garrett is going to go to the Browns at 1.
Yeah, sure. It's consensus.
You've got San Francisco. Yes, they need a quarterback, so you could argue
take safety. I think
maybe someone like Deshaun Watson or Kaiser, who they've absolutely seemed to have fallen in love with.
Oh, Kaiser's nice.
Maybe at number 2. Number 3 is
the Bears.
The Bears, who got Jordan Howard last year. He had a great rookie year.
Yep.
Number 4 is the Jaguars, and that's the first one I kind of think maybe Fournette goes there, because they have quarterback, they have running backs there, but they're not franchise running backs.
Definitely, yeah, you're right. It's definitely they have some running back. It's not something you build around though. You don't want to base your team around the running backs they have.
No. Again, after that, you got the Titans. You've got
Derrick Henry and DeMarco Murray, two of the best running backs in the league last year. So
Chargers are after that. So I mean, they're fine a running back as well. So for me, that's where I kind of see Fournette going, with the Jags at 4 or the Jets at 6.
Yeah, definitely the Jets or the Jaguars, I would say, the most likely. I do see an outside possibility of him going somewhere completely out of the blue, like San Francisco or even the Saints, maybe, if he drops to number 11.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tough one, though. Just depends how far he drops, really.
I'd see the Panthers pick him up, because he's a very Pantherish player, I think.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think he's close to home as well. He's from Louisiana.
Yeah,
he obviously played for the LSU Tigers, so I think he would love that if he played in Carolina.
They're number 8 in the draft, which, when you consider what the Panthers were last year, that's kind of incredible.
Yeah, going from the Super Bowl 15 in 1 year to no playoffs and the 8th pick in the draft, that's not right.
It'd be great to see Fournette at a team like that. There's 2 other running backs I want to mention. This is a good running back class. It's an okay wide receiver class. You got guys like Mike Williams and Corey Davis, who are expected to come in and just be number 1 receivers from the start, but we know how that's worked out before with wide receivers.
Well, look at the Vikings. We picked Laquan Treadwell last year, and he was top of the class. He's not really played much. Mike Zimmer's system, though, he wants to give him time.
But the other 2 running backs, that are in the draft that are going to probably go quite high. One is Delvin Cook. He is that quintessential ground and pound type runner, very much in the style of Adrian Peterson or Zeke. If he, again, a good pick for maybe the Panthers if they fall in love with him. Online they've got the Cowboys picking Delvin Cook, which. Sorry, the Cowboys. The Colts picking Delvin Cook, which is a great.
Zeke's getting some competition then. That'd be interesting.
Which is a great spot for him. An empty backfield, it's his to take. O-line needs to be improved. Of course it does.
Definitely.
But when you've got somebody like Delvin Cook who just runs forward, he doesn't try the fancy stuff.
No, he's north-south runner. He doesn't go outside the tackles. He just goes straight up the middle.
And he is great at that. So I think that's a good spot for him possibly. Other teams around there, again, maybe the Browns at 12 if they keep their pick. And Fournette, or their quarterback they don't love, is there anymore. Maybe the Eagles as well, sorry. They're at 14. Just because they've got Ryan Matthews and Darren Sproles, but they're both aging running backs. So.
Sproles and Matthews both soon to retire, especially Sproles. He's an old man now, but
especially as well known
one of the greats, man. He's just nobody's ever played like him. Look how small Darren Sproles is and how quick he still is at 32 years old.
Yeah. And he had a great year last year as well for given what he was expected to do. So
mental.
The final running back I want to mention is there's other players in here like Alvin Kamara, but I'm not huge on him. The other one I mentioned who had an incredible combine was Christian McCaffrey.
Credible except the bench press, which he only managed 10 reps of. So
true.
Not that it's the most important thing, but still,
he
something
is
to keep an eye on.
Basically what people out of this combine in the past 2 days are kind of saying that he is the best white running back to come out of the league in a long time.
It's been a while. I'm definitely.
It's who is it in the league at the moment? Just Zach Zenner and Rex Burkhead.
Most obscure names ever. That's a tough one. The last great white running back.
Danny Woodhead at the moment.
Woodhead's probably the best in the last 15 years. But before that, one of my favourites of all time, Scott Allstott, who played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the early 2000s. The A-Train, baby. He was a beast.
So he's a running back
ground and pound, man. Ground and pound, north-south.
McCaffrey, though, is a running back who's had a lot of trade over the past couple of days. He's a good combine. A lot of teams are kind of big on McCaffrey. And there's one pick I'd love to see him go at. That's number 32 to the New England Patriots. Yeah, so yes, Patriots will probably look at sorting out their defensive backs. They're probably going to lose Malcolm Butler and Logan Ryan. Or they'll keep one of them maybe, but they won't be able to keep
Sure, they'll
both.
keep one. Yeah, no, they definitely couldn't keep both with the
I
cap
think they'll
space you
probably
have.
keep Butler. They probably will keep Butler.
I'd say so. It's
and
a logical choice.
So they should be picking someone in the backfield, but I'd love to see somebody have... Other than Gronk, Patriots don't sign these supposedly explosive players. They sign these team players.
Oh yeah, it's team first guys. It's not.
Yeah.
They're not playmakers. They're just guys who work hard.
Edelman,
They're
6th rounder. Chris Hogan,
Workhorses.
3rd rounder, who they traded for. They didn't draft.
Blue chips.
There aren't many players that they draft that are coming in and being absolute studs that are early. The Patriots draft really well from round 4 to 6.
If anyone says they do draft studs, just look at their 1999 draft. 199th pick overall in 6th round.
Brady,
Tom Brady. Totally going for a playmaker there in the 6th round.
Exactly. So
Smart move.
It'd be a really player that I'd love to see. Christian McCaffrey come over to Foxborough.
I think he would fit your system very well. Belichick obviously can almost use anyone and make them work well. Yeah. Not counting an unnamed tight end we will not mention from a few years ago.
No. Speaking of tight ends, the only other one in the draft that I'd also again like to see go high, because I think he's got a great talent, is OJ Howard. He has the prospect to be again probably not a Gronk type talent, but if he can,
no, he's definitely more of a
Kelsey.
I'd say he's more like a Jesse James kind of player for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Very solid tight end. Jesse James has the potential to be great, but it's hard to say it would be anyone like Gronk. Gronk's once in a generation man. He's it's tough to beat someone like that. Tony Gonzalez is probably the only person better, and maybe Mike Ditka, the original tight end.
Yeah, but we'll see by the end of the year, the end of their careers,
if Gronk can play through all these injuries.
Yeah. Cool. Is there anything else you want to bring up? Any other topics about the NFL? But before we get on to our quiz and
I'd love to talk about Jabril Peppers. Plays for the Michigan Wolverines. Amazing player. He's played a lot of special teams, but mainly a defensive safety. He's a beautiful player. He's just a freak athlete, like I say.
Beautiful player.
Handsome
boy.
He's a handsome man. Not just that, the way he plays is beautiful, is what I mean.
Could you say that he is rather spicy?
Spicy. Oh, Jabril Peppers.
Yeah.
That's a bad one, Mark.
Yeah. Emma's laughing here. She finds this hilarious.
Emma's getting worried now. She thinks she has competition. Jabril Peppers for the Wolverines, as I say, he's a freak athlete. He can play both ways as well. I think he definitely has some talent at running back. 'Cause he played in high school a little bit at running back, but he's an amazing defensive player. And playing defense on myself, it's my favorite part of the game. It's just beautiful. If you can stop someone, that's the best part. Because if you can stop them gaining yards, getting any passes in like that, that's how you shut them down. You shut down an offense.
He's a tackling back and rumoured to go to Patriots 32.
From one person.
Yeah, but still, that's what we're going with here.
Hopefully he doesn't.
You know how the Patriots love a tackling back as well? I mean, that's why Logan Ryan got drafted overall, because these guys, they might give up the play, but they don't give up the yards after the catch, and that's something that Jabril Peppers does. In the league as well, you can see a lot more players who they're being drafted for their versatility. So a team wants them to be a defensive back, but they also, if for some reason it doesn't happen, you mentioned their special teams capabilities.
Well, he's a run-stopping safety. He's great at it. And he's got the capability to stop a pass as well. He's not. He sits in his zone perfectly. He plays man coverage very well. He sticks with his man. Yes, obviously he lets up some big plays sometimes, but as you say, he doesn't let them gain any yards after the catch or after the run.
Going deep.
Going Deep is the greatest American football-based trivia quiz in the world. 5, or in this case 3, questions starting easier and getting slightly more difficult on each of our own special subjects each week. Now, with Tanatswa still not being here, we will not be continuing our slap bet. I'm not letting you cheat your way.
My hands aren't that big, man. Come on.
Tanatswas are astronomical.
So you should be fine.
No.
Or are you just worried I might beat you?
I'm very worried. I'm not good at this. I thought the whole point of this quiz was that I'd be fine with the knowledge, and that would get me through, and there's no chance I get hit in the face. No, it looks like I'm going to get slapped. So this does not add to our totals.
I say we do it.
No, I'm good. And so our topics this week are just going to have a wee one between myself and Fearghus. His team, the Vikings.
Minnesota Vikings, baby.
The 2016-17 season, and my team, the Patriots, 2016-17 season. For me, 3 questions just to see who gets them right first. So, we'll flip a coin. I'm gonna go get a coin. Heads or tails?
Heads.
Heads it is. It's tails. Ooh.
Bummer.
So you're gonna answer questions first.
Okay, bring it on, baby.
Okay, here we go. 2016-2017 Minnesota Vikings. Which player has the most receiving yards?
Stephon Diggs.
Correct. 1 out of 3.
Keep it coming.
Here we are. Okay, another one. You should get this one. Should be very easy. I want to hear the proper pronunciation.
Oh.
Name the German receiver drafted by the Vikings last season.
Moritz Boringer.
Correct. 2 for 3. 2 for 3.
Bring it on.
And one more. Here we go for the home run. Name the 3 players to have pass attempts for the Vikings this year. Well, the past season.
Sean Hill.
Correct.
Sam Bradford.
And
Ooh.
there are 3 players.
Jerick McKinnon.
Oh, you're an absolute.
Ah!
Correct.
Yes.
3 for 3. Jerick McKinnon had 1 attempt.
Jet.
Yeah. Jets would be true. So that's 3 for 3. So now I'm gonna lose because obviously I'm gonna lose.
Oh yeah, I've got 2 easy ones for you and 1 tough one.
Okay. Oh god.
One is a little bit weird, but yeah.
Okay. Here we go. So New England Patriots.
Okay, New England Patriots 2016-2017 season. Mark, who started Week 3 against Houston for the Patriots?
Jacoby Brissett.
Correct. 1 out.
Had to do the math.
One so far.
Yeah.
This one is a little bit weird. This is the tough one, I think. When was the last Patriots shutout loss at home?
So it must have been this year.
Nope.
So then
It's about this team because they had one this year. Still counts. Because I'll give you this. They had one in Week 4 against the Buffalo Bills, the last game without Tom Brady, and they lost at home for the first time since. Tick tock, tick tock.
I don't know. I generally have no idea.
1993
Oh,
to the New York Jets.
Wow, I would not.
It's a very hard one. I had to give you one.
Well, that's me lost.
They mentioned it a lot in the game. That's why I brought it.
Tanatswa's coming back. You're never come back on this podcast again.
All right, last one. See if you can regain some of that pride, Mark. Who led the team in sacks this year?
Oh right, okay. So I think I know who. Is this just regular season or is it the whole season?
Just regular season.
See, I'm gonna get. It's an educated guess. It must be Trey Flowers, right?
It is Trey Flowers. Good job. Do you know how many for bonus points?
Oh, was it 9.5?
7.
Okay. So that's it. You beat me. 3 questions to 2. I should have made mine harder.
You should have made it harder. You know I'm a diehard fan. I know you're a diehard fan. That's why I gave you a tough one.
I don't know why I went with more.
Tana goes easy on you. He needs to go better.
He's beating me.
Yeah.
He is beating me at the moment. He's been like a fan for 2 years. I'm supposed to be a lifetime fan here.
Bring it home, Tana. You got to beat him. I've laid him up for you, man. Come on.
Slap that face.
He's only saying we didn't bet because he lost.
So we have a bit of any other business.
Yeah, sorry, Tana. The Packers suck.
So that's you being called out. Oh, this could be great. I can't wait for it in future podcasts because I'm just going to take a back seat and let you two guys go for it.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, maybe
I'll beat him with some trivia, hopefully. We can have a little slap bet amongst ourselves.
Oh, yes! Fergus is taking over. He's going to get slapped instead of me tonight, so thanks.
I know my trivia. I'll be alright.
Again, just a big thank you to Michael and Jodie, who this probably wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for their wedding.
No, this is the most important part of the whole weekend, guys. Thanks for your wedding.
Yeah, thanks for that. I mean, really appreciate it.
I'm kidding. I love that. It was a great wedding. I think we all enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah.
A lot of dancing.
Yeah, I have some gripes, though. So, like...
When do you not have gripes?
I know. I'm just complaining about everything. So, like... Well, it's not a gripe. It's like, but there was a DJ.
Did you say that?
The DJ. In this day and age,
yeah,
in this day and age, he had CDs.
A lot of DJs still use
It's
CDs.
2017. Get a laptop.
Just press play.
Get a memory stick and press play.
Why didn't we just use Spotify then?
Agreed.
Yes. I'm not saying I'm speaking as if I'm you.
That's the correct way of thinking now.
I'm speaking for your brain here because you clearly don't like the fact that you had CDs.
No, I just find it mad. What are you carrying all that stuff for? Just get a
What if you had vinyl records? Would you be happy then?
Oh no, because then I'd be like, "That. Oh, we get it. You buy vinyl."
They do call him a hipster.
Yeah.
You never seem to be
sounds
happy
better,
with it.
does it? Can you listen to your vinyl on the bus? No.
Listen, you're not trying hard enough. Portable vinyl.
Besides, people that listen to this don't listen to music because they're just
Hey
listening.
man, I live in Glasgow. I've seen portable vinyl players.
They're not listening to music anyway because they're listening to this podcast, aren't they?
Touche.
They are indeed. They're listening to this podcast, which is sponsored. Once again, thank you. By Sea, by Land. Remember, use that offer code MarkTana NFL to get 25% off any order at byseabyland.co.uk. The song in the intro is called Far Away by Different Heaven. Our intro song is Cathedral by Bloodlines. That is our cousin's band, well, my cousin's band, Stephen. Thank you for letting us use
He's
that.
basically family to me.
He's basically family to you as
No,
well.
I'm long enough.
If you want to get in contact with us, you can. You can follow us on Twitter at Mark and Tana NFL. You can get us on Facebook at Mark and Tana Talk NFL. Please remember to subscribe on iTunes, listen on Soundcloud, and you can even listen on Stitcher Radio. Do you know what that is?
Actually, yeah, I
Because I
discovered
don't.
it the other day.
I don't.
Found it. I googled Mark and Tana NFL just to reintroduce myself to
We're
your
on
podcast.
Stitcher Radio.
It was good.
We're on it. I don't know why.
It works. Who cares?
Yeah, but we're on it, so you can listen to us there as well. We will be back next month, hopefully with Tanatswa if he's decided to come home, although he doesn't have plane tickets yet, so he might just live there.
I'm sure I'll be available if Tana doesn't come back.
Looks like Fearghus is going to be back next month. Thank you very much for joining me this week.
It's been a pleasure, Mark. Thank you.
You're listening to Mark and Tana Talk NFL. Follow on Twitter at Mark and Tana NFL. Like on Facebook at Mark and Tana Talk NFL. Listen on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher Radio.